So this is the thigh rise test of the Bauer Mach pads. So obviously these are not the Bauer Mach pads. These are my X-Stiff Bauer Hyperlight pads, which are stiffer than the Mach. So we're going to take a look at the results of the Mach, which are the second stiffest pad that Bauer offers. It now goes this, which is X-Stiff. The one below is the Mach. The one below that is the ultrasonic. I think it's a soft and then super or ultra soft or whatever, which is the Hyperlight. So you can just go on Bauer's Customizer, check out the Pro Custom options, and it tells you the different thigh rise stiffness, and it shows you like what pad is related to it. So again, this will be the stiffest pad we've ever tested for this test, so it's kind of interesting to see how this turns out. Also, I have to make it very clear, this video would not have happened if it wasn't for a local retailer called Front Row Sports. So they actually have Canadian and US locations. So if you're buying hockey equipment and you want to show some gratitude, check out the links to them in the description, make a purchase, and let them know that you came from Hockey Reviews. It'd be greatly appreciated, because without them, these videos would not have happened and I wouldn't have been able to talk about all this stuff. So it's greatly appreciated, and it'd be really helpful if you showed the support that way. Otherwise, if you want to see more videos like this and more tests with the puck machine and everything, and you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description to Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. Everything through there always comes back in the channel, so I keep making more content like this and doing real reviews and real tests. One more. Okay. Can't beat them. So as we can see from this video, Bauer Mach are simply the best pads we've ever tested for this specific thigh rise test. And that's kind of obvious because it is one of the actually it is the stiffest pad that we've ever tested so far. Once again, I do have a stiffer pad, so we'll be doing that in the future. Now I want to call out one commenter on YouTube who mentioned how when pucks hit closer to the tip of the thigh rise and lower, it's harder for the pad to stop. And they commented on the Genetic 5 pad thigh rise test for that, and they're right. The thing I want to reiterate with these is the pad seal, especially at the lower of the ice in the RVH, is how it's going to be in real life. So those lower shots are going to be harder to stop, and I try to kind of hit the same spot, which is like pretty close to the tips, and so you'll see some of the tips hit here as well and also go in, and pretty low too. Puck machine isn't perfectly accurate, so it has a degree of where it misses basically, and you can still see some pucks going through when they hit the tip, and it's going to happen when there's nothing really behind the pad. But you can see the pad bending considerably less than other pads, obviously because of that stiffness. And again, I think the interesting thing to point out here is the part where the pad is bending is below the knee. So I do show in the pad review that's coming out very soon, if you haven't already seen it, where that below the knee still bends a little bit, and you can kind of bend it like a tiny bit with your hands. My Hyperlights, you can't bend at all. Pads are always going to bend. A puck force is pretty strong. You can even see the pad bending backwards basically when a puck hits it, like more towards the knee. But you can also see how much more these pads kind of rebounded back outwards when they got hit, and that I think is the big difference between these pads and like say a stiffer top pad, kind of like the Genetic 5, which does have a stiffer above the knee break, but that below the knee really basically gets abused by pucks, and this one definitely stops more, and you can see that. It's the last example of the RVH here really does a good job of showing that off, where it will bend, but it does a lot better job of stopping pucks than otherwise. Now in Butterfly, this thing, nothing went through it. You can again see it bend, but in that like angle, there's nothing can bend it further, like far enough back where pucks can really go between it. Obviously, you're not perfect Butterfly, you're kind of expecting pucks not to be able to bend. Thigh rise is in all the way, but it's happened. I've showed it happen in the NHL a couple of times, but for these ones, it did such a good job that pucks didn't even get stuck between them. It flung them back out and did a good enough job that basically held its own. So really impressive what the Bauer Machs are. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember, if this video was helpful and you want to see more like it, reach out to companies on social media like say CCM for Access 2, to hopefully see me do this test on like other demo gear. That way I can actually like do real tests and show how pads actually work. It would be greatly appreciated. And remember, this video wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Front Row Sports. They're a local store, but they also have American and Canadian stores, and you can buy stuff online, so check them out in the description. Buy anything from there, let them know that you came from me. It would be greatly appreciated and shows them that them lending me this gear isn't a waste of their time and equipment. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Instagram and TikTok, links are in the description. If you want to support the channel, check out Patreon, buy me a coffee. Everything through there comes right back in the channel, so I keep making videos like this and making more content. Thank you very much for watching again, and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.